Hi everyone, this is Divya from Quick Mommy Hacks. So, following up on our interview series of Down Syndrome Awareness Month, today we have Giulia with us. She's from Milan, Italy, and she will be sharing her Down syndrome journey with us. Hi Giulia, how are you? I'm so happy to have you here.
Hello, Divya. Hi, I'm good. Thanks. Thank you for asking me.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm a researcher here in Italy. I've actually done my PhD in the United States, and 4 years ago, I came back to my home country to continue as a researcher. Now I'm living and working in Genova, which is a town in the north of the country. And I got married last year. So newly married. I discovered to be pregnant in January 2020, so at the beginning of the year. Um, it was very fast, actually, for us. I have to say we were lucky with this.
So, Julia, how was your pregnancy at the beginning? Did you encounter any nausea or any other kind of complications?
I was feeling well at the very beginning. The I was still going to work until a few days before the lockdown, and everything was very smooth. After the first month and a half, I started to experience a lot of nausea, and I was vomiting basically every day, constantly.
Mhm.
Since at one point I needed to be hospitalized for one evening. They had to basically hydrate me intravenously. And that was the first time where the doctor diagnosed hyperemesis to me. So basically, I could not intake any food or liquid without being sick, without feeling sick. And this was happening throughout the whole day. So this definitely started to worry me. It was also very scary to go to the hospital at that time, because in the north of Italy, the pandemic was very, very intense. And my husband, for example, was not allowed to stay with me when they were forcing liquid inside my body. So the whole situation was really difficult to bear. And I have lost about 5 kilos in the first, basically in the whole time I was pregnant. I actually
Mhm.
lost.
So, Julia, during your pregnancy, can you share your thoughts about when and how did you find out about Down syndrome?
So I have scheduled a prenatal test for the mid of March, which was right after my 10th week of pregnancy. And well, I have decided, first of all, to do a prenatal test with blood test, which is able to detect fetal DNA and discriminate it between the fetal DNA and the mother DNA, which is highly specific for three syndrome: trisomy 18, trisomy
Mhm.
13, and the Down syndrome.
Mhm.
Even though the test is very expensive and there is no health insurance that is covering it, after 35 years of age of the mother
Yeah.
is highly advised.
Mhm.
And to me, this was the most precise test to do, less invasive, and there was no question for me to take it. The results came in quite late because of the problem related to the lockdown and the transmission of the samples between laboratory. And I was also very unlucky because it was communicated to me by the doctor via phone. So I was never able to meet the doctor in person and have a discussion and a conversation about what were the options and
Mhm.
what those results meant.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so everything that I have read, it's something that I've done by myself and speaking with family friends and family doctors friends.
So, can you walk us through your journey on how did you prepare for your next steps?
Um, so when we found out, well, actually before finding out that the that our baby had Down syndrome, we of course considered the possibility, and this is why we have done the test. But it is always something that you think it will not going to happen to you, right? It's something that, okay, you know, there is a statistic and it can happen, but why me? So it was like a cold shower. We really didn't expecting it. Anyway, we are healthy. We got pregnant very easily without any problem. I never had any illness, particular illness in my family, neither my husband. So to us, this was really a cold shower. And we have decided to contact associations that we could find in Italy, associations of parents that raised kids with Down syndromes. I have to say that all the people that we contacted were very kind, and they spoke to us about their experience in a very open way. But most of them didn't know to have a Down kid until they delivered. So I realized that a lot of people that rose kids with Down syndrome actually did not perform this test and found out at birth. We asked them which were the emotional challenges they had to face, the physical challenges, the different illness and pathologies that a Down kid can encounter during his or her life growing up. And they spoke to us in a very open way. So I had one side of the story, and it was very difficult to find the other side of the story. So a person that was diagnosed with Down syndrome and decided not to go ahead with the pregnancy. After quite a long search, I found one lady who, a friend of a friend, who kindly decided to work with me and talk with me and tell me her experience. But she really gave me another point of view and helped me throughout the whole process, and after also to sort of make peace with myself. So do the harmony, the fetal DNA test, and you came out positive, you have to do by law another invasive test. So I have performed the invasive test. Once again, in very difficult condition because of the COVID situation and because of my hyperemesis. So they basically had to hydrate me for 5 hours before they were able to perform the invasive test. And this basically confirmed the diagnosis after 4 or 5 days, again by phone. Confirmed the diagnosis with the invasive test, we decided to stop the pregnancy.
So, like during that time, what were the things that were going on in your mind? Like you must be in a very difficult situation and a very conflicting situation.
Well, the first thought is, of course, why me? Why us, right? So why do I have to be in that statistics of, 1 over 600 pregnancies have Down syndromes? The good part of it was that I had all the time a very comprehensive family behind me, starting from my husband, which I have to say at the beginning had a different opinion than myself. He would have liked to continue with the pregnancy. We spoke a lot. We spent several evenings without sleeping, and constantly crying, and all the uh, the heaviest situation you can imagine. And during that time, he realized how I could have not been able to be happy. I wasn't sure if I would be able to do it, if I had enough strength, emotional strength to go through everything. And on top of that, you have to remember that my physical conditions were very bad. So I was really exhausted from any point of view, and it almost, at some point, I basically said, okay, I can't go on anymore. I mean, physically, I can't stand this. I'm not able to eat. I'm not able to stand and walk. And plus the baby's sick. So how come, why do I have to go ahead? In any case, you question yourself, and deciding to stop was the hardest decision I had to take in my life. And I was anyway advanced in the pregnancy. It was a baby that we wanted to have, and suddenly we have decided, we have realized it, I have to say, not decided, we have realized we could not go farther with this. We were not afraid of the judgment of the people. We kept this way, although during the whole process of the pregnancy termination, I did feel the judgment of the people. So I tried not to consider it, but it was always there. But most importantly, I had my family and his family with us, and we also decided to seek for help. We have contacted a psychologist, and we have started a conversation with her, a couple conversation with her, to guide us through the process. All this thought process that I've explained to you, and also the seeking for help, happened in less than a week.
So how was your recovery process?
In Italy, they perform the pharmacological interruption. They basically administer you a series of hormones and steroids to induce you the delivery, especially in a certain range of weeks. So at that time, I was 15. I was entering my 15th week of pregnancy, and it took me a whole week to do that. Right immediately after coming out from the hospital, I have started once again the conversation with this psychologist, and I went on for about a month and a half after. She planned these meetings with me to overcome the trauma of the diagnosis and the trauma of the procedure itself. So it was a very sharp and hard type of treatment to help me overcome this part. And of course, on the physical side, if your question also regards my physical recovery, I have to say that it's still ongoing. So I am not completely recovered yet. So with the pharmacological approach, you have to take a lot of hormones. And later on, I had an imbalance of hormones in my body. And during my first visit, after 1 month from the procedure, they found out that my ovaries had cysts. After that, I have started hormonal therapy. So I'm currently on the pill, and also some antibiotics to reduce the inflammation of the uterus and ovaric cysts.
Mm-hmm.
Up to now, I am almost done with the treatments because the cysts that were formed after this sudden pumping of hormones have thankfully reabsorbed without any other further treatment. And now I am waiting to be more regular again, and hopefully start trying again in the next few months.
So after you went through terminating your pregnancy and the recovery period, were you able to find support from people around you, or from other women? Were you able to get in touch with anybody?
Well, after everything happened, I first of all reached out to a lot of my friends. So I have to say, all the friends that I have reached out to, I have expressed their support, and without any judgment, and even for myself, talking to them and explaining to them about what happened, and how I felt, even physically and not only emotionally, really helped me going faster through the trauma. So overcoming faster the trauma. Even the simple repetition of what happened, made it almost a storyline. Okay, of course it was not a storyline, it was something that I experienced, but at a certain point it became something I experienced, and I overcome, and I recovered from. Still, it was very difficult to find people in the same exact situation. So I have to say, I have to mention that whenever we spoke previously to parents that have decided to raise their kids, they were the less judgmental people ever. They were the first one telling me, whatever you decide, it's your choice, and don't worry about it. Be happy with yourself, be sincere to yourself, and go for it. So I have to say that I received no judgment from the parents of the Down syndrome kids. And but no, I only met one girl that had the same experience, and most of the time we just say, I have lost a baby, but we have actually decided to lose the baby. So it's very different. At that point, I needed to have a confrontation with somebody that had taken my very same decision, in order to have a point of view similar to mine, and not completely feeling alone.
So how do you feel now?
Now I am full of hopes. Well, first of all, now I've realized that I could cope with this situation. So I used to think I was not a very strong person, but overcoming this situation, also under the COVID lockdown, which really put much more weight on this, much more anxiety and worries on the situation, really gave me a lot of strength, and that I didn't know before I could use to go further. And now I'm just doing everything that is in my power to restore my my body.
So based on your journey, if you have to give an advice to women who are pregnant or who are trying to get pregnant, and also who choose to make such a decision, what advice would you like to give them?
First of all, I have to say, try to do all the screening tests that are in your possibility. At least you are prepared, or you can be mentally prepared. Whatever is your decision after, you are prepared. The best thing that you can do for your baby is to be prepared. And also, don't be afraid of seeking for help in the situation. And last advice, be sincere to yourself, be honest to yourself, and you will be in peace with your decision.
Yeah, well, as you said, mental health is extremely important along with the physical health, and your mental
Yes.
makeup can actually make or break you.
Yes.
So it's not a taboo, and I think people should definitely seek help in any kind of situation if they are facing some mental trauma or going through such a thing. So, and I'm really happy that you have made peace with yourself, and I really respect and I'm very happy that you're here to share your journey with us. Thank you so much, Julia.
Thank you very much, Divya, for giving me this opportunity.
If you like our videos, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Quick Mommy Hacks, and follow us on Instagram for some personal tips on pregnancy, childbirth, and motherhood. And do leave your feedback and comments. We would love to hear from you.